Hello, and thanks for joining us again for Simply Southern. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Kevin Worthington. In case you haven't heard, 2024 marks the 10th season of Simply Southern. On today's show, we'll go back to the very beginning and meet the man who gave life to a show that was once only a dream in someone's head.
For Allie Andrews, farm life is as sweet as honey, literally. A move from the corporate world to the quieter countryside refreshed her soul, and she's sharing her joy with others. Today on Simply Southern, learn why Allie considers herself wildly blessed.
And I'm Stacy Little. Today in the kitchen, we're turning fall apart tender slow cooker roast beef into these roast beef debris po' boys. Y'all stay tuned.
If you live in Alabama, then you probably already know that people are moving into North Alabama in droves.
In 2022 alone, the combined population of Limestone and Madison counties grew by nearly 13,000. That's the equivalent of adding 35 new residents per day in those two counties. And that's largely due to the growth of cities like Huntsville, Madison, and Athens.
Now, all those new people need new things like houses, stores, hospitals, and gas stations. That development is quickly eating up productive farmland and creating problems for farmers who are struggling to stay in business. Now, there are some farmers who have found a solution, and it's lurking in central Alabama. Ben Looney is a farmer through and through.
I enjoyed growing up on the farm, learned a lot of lessons, couldn't think of myself doing anything else.
But this land isn't home. It's near the small town of Lounsboro, and more than 200 miles from where Ben grew up in Tanner in North Alabama.
Doing row crop, you gotta have room, and we just didn't have it anymore. You can have the best seed in the world. If you ain't got nowhere to put it, you're out of luck. Land is a big deal, and I am concerned about us losing farmland the way we are.
Since 1997, the year Ben started farming, Alabama has lost 1 million acres of farmland.
Instead of seeing field after field over the miles, you see a field and a subdivision beside it, or big houses. Places that we was renting, I was getting calls from my landlords who I couldn't blame them because they was like, we've sold, sorry Ben, but we've sold our land, and when you hear what they get for their land, it was life-changing money.
Ben isn't the only North Alabama farmer who has adopted Lowndes County as home.
Me and him do that I-65 trip. Man, that's us and all the beachgoers. Yeah, it's challenging.
A direct-to-consumer beef cattle farmer, David moved his family from Madison County to Lowndes County back in 2010.
We just started seeing the kind of that third generation or that next generation of owners starting to see that owning the land wasn't as big a priority to them as it was to the past generation. And I think one year we dropped by over 1,000 acres. And so we started realizing we need to do something to stay profitable.
With only so many acres to go around, there's also only so many ways to make a go at farming.
I think we have to become more flexible in our thought, the way we build our model of how we're going to attempt to make money. It's just something we're going to have to figure out. And being more productive on that piece of land and making our commodity worth more, I think about the only ways we can do it.
There's not one answer for everybody. Everybody's situation is different. Our solution was to find some land to farm. Somebody's other solution might be finding that specialty niche crop, so to speak, that people are really interested in.
But where there's a will, farmers will find a way.
Generations of farming in my family, I just couldn't let it end if my kids wanted to. I just didn't want it to end with me. So I could have probably stayed in that Tanner and finished out my farming career, but my kids would not have had any opportunity to farm like they would want to. I saw this was our future.
The field that Ben now has in Lowndes County, it's one big piece of land. He said the time it takes to plant and harvest that land is half of what it would take him back home, because around Tanner, the fields he farms are a lot more broken up.
Now, Ben and David both still have land in North Alabama that they use for their farms, but they also both said they're thankful that they don't have to drive tractors out on the roads up that way as much nowadays. They said that was getting more and more dangerous as they had to contend with more and more traffic on rural roadways.
That's right. Now, you might think Noah's Ark landed in eclectic Alabama, but it's just the happy farm run by Allie Andrews. When Simply Southern returns, we'll meet her and her impressive menagerie.
Hey guys, Sid Phelps here. For the first 6 years of Simply Southern, I was the host of the cooking and gardening segments on the show. We had a lot of fun putting these segments together, and kind of the producing part of it was a learning experience for me. As we would get out, you start to realize how many people see the show that you might not think see the show. People really enjoyed what we put together. I'm no longer with Bonnie. Had the opportunity to come home to the family farm and start working with my dad. We have a business where we work as a contractor for the USDA. We haul cotton samples all over the Southeast. You know, I think shows like Simply Southern are relevant in the fact that everybody needs to know about agriculture. There's no bias in what you see on this show. It's 100% real, and it's a great educational piece that informs everybody of what's going on in Alabama. I'm Sid Phelps, and I just want to congratulate all of the team at Simply Southern for a successful 10 years, and here's to 10 more.
Accidents happen, but you can take steps to mitigate fire risk in your home. Simple actions like checking extension cords and power strips to ensure you're using the appropriate power rating, ensuring your stovetop is off and cleaned properly after each use, and never leaving candles unattended when burning could all significantly reduce your potential for house fires. Adding a few simple safety checks to your routine could make a life or death difference. These Alpha Insights are proudly presented by Alpha Insurance.
A farmer has to live on faith. We do all we can do, but we can only control so much.
Alabama is the second largest poultry growing state in the nation, so we're trying our best to grow all the corn we can for that.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We've been able to improve yields, have some things that can help us produce a better crop. I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.
In the heart of Alabama, where communities thrive and families flourish, there's a trusted partner with practical solutions for a better world. Alabama Extension equips farmers in the field and supports health in the home. Our experts extend knowledge and improve lives.
We're growing food for our community right here in the city.
We're gaining the confidence to become the leaders of tomorrow.
We're here to help you grow and succeed in all aspects of life. Discover Alabama Extension at aces.edu.